What's up, everybody? Etchy here from Regidrago Gaming, bringing you some more tabletop testing for Worlds. And I'm being joined by a very special guest, Victor Aung. Victor, why don't you introduce yourself real quick?
Hi, everyone. What am I known for? My best finish ever was NAIC 9-0 last season. I am a Worlds competitor, working hard to try and get a good finish this season.
All right, awesome to hear. We're playing Lugia versus Regidrago, which is normally a pretty lopsided matchup for Lugia. We did throw in the Temple of Sinnoh into the Regidrago list, which should give Vic much more of a chance here. Can fix a lot of awkward situations that the Lugia player can try to put us into. I'm going to also try something different for this tabletop, where we're going to just play games normally, but if there's like specific situations that have come up in testing and they don't show up in our games, we might just like create a fake board state and just show it really quickly, just to kind
Sounds
of
good.
elaborate more on weird things that can happen in the matchup. But I think the first place to start is if we can move the cat. Heads or tails?
Heads. I will
Heads.
go first.
All right. I don't mind going second in this matchup. I've tested a lot of this, specifically going second every time in the Drago, and it's worked out pretty fine. It's pretty easy to cheat turns 2 as the Lugia player with the Legacy energy. However, again, that Temple of Sinnoh can change that. But
Well,
what are your thoughts on this matchup?
I think I agree that it seems favorable for Lugia, but I mean, Lugia sometimes does Lugia things where you don't set up, and I think that it's not extremely common, but I would say it's more common than like every other like top tier deck in the format, right?
Sure.
So that's like a win con for me for sure. The Sinnoh definitely should help, but I'm like a little bit skeptical of how much it can help, because it's hard to get access to it at the exact right time. So I guess that's kind of what we'll see today and see if it actually matters. Wednesday,
Right.
I need this room.
There you go.
Okay.
Yeah, this is one of the things we'll be testing today. Is just how much that Temple of Sinnoh actually helps. We did see a lot of Temple of Sinnoh in the Japan prep tournament that happened, I think, last weekend. So, all right, good luck.
Good luck. I will draw for turn. This hand is not bad. Okay, I'm gonna do Vessel. And then because it's my first deck search, I'm going to go ahead and look at my prizes just to save us a little bit of time.
Yeah, again, this is just testing games, so not following the normal rules, just to try to do this as efficiently as possible. So we will be showing our prizes for both your sake and ours, so we don't waste time doing deck prize checking. So we'll do that. We'll also do things like taking back plays. If we think of something better after we already start doing a play, we'll show each other our hands sometimes and just try to figure out the best play possible, all in the effort of just trying to learn as much as possible and play as correctly as possible.
I would recommend it to our viewers. If you are testing with a friend group, I would recommend thinking out different lines and taking stuff back and trying different ways of playing the game, because that really opens up your eyes to what and how you can play the game. I'll teal dance for one.
Mm-hmm.
I'll attach for turn. Bench this Mew. This hand is a little bit more confusing now because I just got an Ultra Ball off the teal dance, but I think I'm good to just play this E-switch and then pass. I don't really need to restart.
Does it need to squawk here?
Yeah, I think my hand's good enough where I don't need to.
Okay. You just have a good supporter for next turn?
Well, I don't, but I have VSTAR plus Ultra Ball to draw 3.
Oh, okay.
And I don't
Oh,
really...
yeah, because you'll have an extra card next turn
Right.
to Ultra Ball. Yeah.
Right. So I don't really want to burn any of these resources. I could squawk, but then I have to find another VSTAR. Maybe that's okay, so I can save my VSTAR.
Yeah, saving it seems good in a matchup where, again, you need to get that temple at the right turn, right?
Sure, why not? I didn't prize a VSTAR, so it makes sense to do it this way.
The Halucha can matter. I didn't talk about my list really quickly, but this is one of 2 Lugia builds I'll try to show today. This one is kind of the one I normally play, which is the Heavy Iron Hands build. I cover this build and the way it works in the Lugia video on the Regidrago Gaming channel, so you can check that out if you need more info on that. I'm not sold on playing this version over the normal Cinccino version in this upcoming meta. This build has a much worse Zard matchup, but it does handle things like Gardevoir a lot better than the Cinccino build. So I also think it does handle this Regidrago stuff just fine, which is why we're trying out both builds today.
So here I can restart for 3. It's a little bit risky, but I might just do it to see what happens, just because we're testing and pushing boundaries and pushing limits. But so you get to dig deeper, which is nice, and you get to, it's easier to pull off an attack next turn if I hit like a Dragapult, for example, because I can just discard it right away with Squawk and Seize. So I'm just gonna do it.
You don't have any dragons yet. In
Yeah.
Discard, right?
So here's part of the reason it's risky is because now I'm discarding second Regidrago VSTAR.
Yeah.
But I still have one more left, and I still have a Night Stretcher plus VSTAR to get it back if I really need. So I think I'm okay with discarding this.
Would you ever do something like Ultra Ball for Squawk and then restart for 2 and then Squawk?
Ultra Ball for Squawk.
And just don't play it. Like keep it in your hand and then restart. Just draw 2 instead.
No, I don't think I would do that.
Okay.
Yeah, I would rather just Squawk and not restart over that play because I don't think 2 is like that valuable. I could hold this hand and that way I get to evolve next turn instead of Squawking and then play the research. That might not be bad either, to be honest. I think I'll just pass. I think that's the best play.
Yeah, the Squawk isn't really that big of a liability in this matchup because me amping it for 3 prizes doesn't matter if I have to go through a bunch of 2 prizes anyway. So looking at my hand here, I basically am either Jocking or Carmining. I'm going to Aroma first and see how that goes. Heads. So I think this is scary now because obviously this Lugia can die next turn. I do have a Lugia in hand, so I can go ahead and just throw that down. I'm debating if I just want to try to take the safer. I think this is just Jock this turn. I use Jock to get Archeops and VSTAR, and then next turn I can Carmine away the other Archeops in my hand.
Yep.
So I'll do this. Obviously, Iono can happen here, but I'll still at least be 1 Archeops down regardless. And it's not super likely to get Iono'd. I guess it could happen pretty equally likely here. But you have no dragons in the discard still, and you didn't Squawk. So the odds of you having to research are pretty high. Okay, and then I will just read the wind.
Draw for turn.
Yeah, if I didn't have another Lugia down, I probably would have just Carmine there, but dropping that was nice.
Regidrago VSTARs. But we'll figure that problem out. We'll cross that bridge when we get there.
Yeah, I believe your build only has the 1 Night Stretcher and no Rod?
That's correct.
Okay.
Yeah. I do think Night Stretcher is really good in this deck, so.
Yeah.
And we are struggling here. Maybe I should have Squawked last turn. I will probably have to Legacy Star with this hand. I can bench this. I can Ultra Ball away. Yeah, I can't restart for any card unless I bench Kyurem, which
That's bad.
don't really want to do. So I think I do have to V-Star, unfortunately. 4, 5, 6, 7.
All right. Didn't lose the Temple.
So we need grass to attack this turn. So that's like a must. Well, I can get Vessel instead. I guess that's better.
Yeah, you got plenty of grass.
So we can get Vessel, and then, man, hitting 2 energy switch there was really rough because now I'm down to 1, and then I also have 2 Regidrago VSTAR in the discard, so I need to find my stretcher. I'm assuming this Regidrago VSTAR won't get KO'd, but it's yeah, I guess it's safe. So I think I can make do with just the 1 energy switch. We do have some text in here that makes a follow-up attack possible even without energy switch, so it might just be the VSTAR at this point, or the Prime Catcher. I have no way to find that Night Stretcher is the problem. So next turn, you're going to attack me with a 2 prizer probably. I think we'll take the VSTAR.
Okay.
And then I'll Vessel. And I'm actually going to get rid of Research over Kyurem here. Because Lugia does play Iron Bundle, so there might be a situation where I might need to bench a 1 prizer and attack a Radiant Charger at the same time. So we'll see if that comes up, but for now, that's what I'm going to choose to do.
Yeah, definitely a good consideration to think about.
And I do have 2 research in my hand anyways. So now the question is, what do I attack with? I can Dragapult, but I think I have to Tina.
Do you not have another grass for like Teal Dance or something?
Nope.
That's really unfortunate.
What I can do is instead of taking fire, I should have taken grass. Probably.
Yeah. Take grass. Because you definitely Tina here, and that puts you in kind of a weird spot. Otherwise,
Teal Dance.
Yep.
And then I will use Lost Impact.
I draw 0 cards. I will draw for turn. All right, so I'm gonna bench Wyrdeer. My prize cards are getting pushed. So here's the fun thing is we'll go ahead and do this. Is if I jet into active now, and then I have 4 double turbos in deck, I can get the knockout.
Yep.
If I prized any,
well, you had a deck search.
I did have deck search, so I should actually
know
know this. Yeah. Sorry, I forgot to reveal my prizes. Okay, no double turbos prize. All my jets though. So I'm gonna put this back. So I can jet and then hope I don't draw into any of my double turbos, basically. And I think that is the best play with this hand because my hand is mostly just Iron Hands and Carmine. So I'll go ahead and Carmine and not draw into double turbo. Come on. Let's go. Summoning Star. I like never get to do this play. Because you just always prize like a double turbo.
Right.
So yeah, each of these double turbos is 60 damage, and the jet is 40. I'll do the other primal turbo. Now, obviously, I'd like better energies on this, like a gift energy, maybe even a legacy here, but I need to get the knockout, keep up in the game. This is also a pretty disruptive knockout, again, with no more Regidrago VSTARs, can cause a problem. Anything else I want to do here? I can preemptively bench bundle. This is fine. And then, yeah, next turns is just going to be me trying to take bench knockouts with my Lugia and potentially Ursaluna as well. So I think here I will just Shield Bash.
Okay, so with 3 E-Switch gone, it's actually impossible for me to take a knockout this turn or attack with anything that's, like, good.
You could Ogre Pawn this turn.
Yeah, I can Ogre Pawn for KO, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so, I mean, that's fine, but then you KO, and then I guess I would use, Radsard. I guess that's probably the best play.
Yeah.
Sure, so let's go for that play then. Nest Ball. Prizing 2 grass is also a problem here. So we'll see if we can get there. I'll Vessel away. A Nest Ball. So we need to hit our Stretcher or our Superior to make this play work. I think I can probably...
You already have the switch?
I do have an E-Switch. I'm just thinking if I want to thin anything else. Maybe Radstar and just bench it.
Yeah, it should be fine to bench it.
Ultra Ball. I will get rid of the Kyurem because I have no bench space for it. I'm going to play Research to try and dig. Okay, Teal Dance. And then E-Switch. Research. And we did hit Superior, which is good. Superior. Vessel. And I think I want to get rid of leaves, probably. We did put this in here to try and test it out, but I don't really think that this is the ideal matchup for the leaves.
Yeah, it's basically just going to help for the situations where, like, I start Lumineon.
Yeah, it could come up.
And like, if I try to, like, stall it, potentially,
Teal
can definitely be relevant there.
dance.
If I was playing the Water Ogre pawn, Sob stuff would be, like, completely ineffective as well.
True. Myriad Leaf Shower.
For 10 million damage. Promote Lugia. Draw for turn. I think I'm just going to go Primal Turbo. Hi, Wednesday. Alright, so this is actually a good showing of kind of the ideal board state with this build in particular, which is going down to basically a single prize board here. Does force the temple to come out. Otherwise, only one prize going to be taken for Vic here, and then I just have another free turn to get the boss I need to win the game. I'm actually going to go back in. So you haven't played any Ionos yet, right?
I've discarded one.
You discarded an Iono. So the only scary thing that can happen here is, like, you get the Temple Iono play, and then I need to get my Ursaluna out somehow. But I can't bench it. I can thin out at least for it, but I don't really want to... Yeah, I don't have Fezandipiti in this build either, so I can't get on board draw next turn by benching it. I don't even know if I can really Ultra Ball for anything here. I can Ultra Ball away the Mist energy. It doesn't matter at this point. Oh, it does matter, technically. I don't have one special energy. I'll get rid of this Carmine. I need to potentially have just one special energy to charge up if you don't take a knockout completely next turn. Am I gonna grab anything? Here, I'll grab an Archeops. And then I'll just take the knockout with Tempest Dive.
Okay. I will draw for turn. So basically my win con is that you don't have boss. I have no way to knock out this Lugia this turn. Because I'm out of energy switch, so there's nothing I can attack with except for Radiant Charizard. And even if I attack with Radiant Charizard, then you knock me out, then what am I doing after? I think I can set up
Can you
an
Night
Ogre.
Stretcher? Just do it again.
Yeah, that's potentially a play. Let me Teal Dance first, and how many cards in hand?
7.
7. So I do think I need to Iono here.
Remember, I do have the bundle too.
Yeah, so I will have to bundle up. My one prizes are all gone, so if you bundle, I'll have to send up Regidrago VSTAR, which isn't great because I don't have any other one prizers left to give you.
But at least I can't knock it out. So
You have access to all 4 boss still, so that's also bad. Or all 3, I guess. This needs to go here. Let's Ultra Ball. Okay, I think I have a proper hand to do another Radiant Charizard play again, but yeah, this bundle is really a big problem. Because I need to keep my switch in my hand. So if I Iono you, I'm not going to be able to... Oh, I have research, so I can research next turn and try to draw my switch that way. Okay, that's the play. That's the play.
you could also Night Stretcher Iron Leaves to pivot out the Radzard.
That's true. That's true. Maybe that could come up. Okay. We're going to Iono here.
Yeah. I knew it.
And we did hit the stretcher, which is good.
Okay.
I think I want to save it, though, for now, because the Iron Leaves could come up. Radzard could come up, depending on what you do with your bundle or not. So I think I just restart for 1. And then I do want...
Do you ever Night Stretcher for, like, a 1 prizer, like Halucha here?
You're right, I could do that. And then if you... But then the problem is what happens if you just don't bundle and you take the
I
knockout
just
my
take the knockout,
Radsar.
then yeah.
I think I want
You'd have
the
to finish off the game with
flexibility.
like Ogerpon. Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, you need Ogerpon Temple.
Ogerpon Temple. I think I want the flexibility of the Night Stretcher right now, depending on what you do. So I'm just going to try it that way, and then Combustion Blast for 250.
Okay. Alright, I did not get...
I think if Iron Leaves wasn't in my discard, I would have to do the Stretcher for 1 prize or play that you were talking about.
Right. I'll play Irida. Grab Lumineon. Ultra Ball. How many cards in hand?
3.
Alright, this is pretty tricky. So I have to... I could either grab Ursaluna and retreat and attack with it. And that way I think that's probably the safest play. Because you can't do anything to it.
But then
obviously if you KO it though, I lose. But
right.
you can't kill it. Right?
I could Stretcher for Radzard.
That doesn't kill the bear though.
Oh. True.
Yeah. Yeah, so now you need a Gust by doing this play. Oh, wait, I need to actually discard those 2 cards. So I think I do this. And I think I just take... Yeah, because I don't really... Do I want to hit into Drago instead, though? No, I'd rather just kill it. Primal Turbo. Yeah, because I guess, like, if you were playing Thorin, you'd have a way to KO me, and then I lose the game. Is that enough reason to not go for this angle?
What's more common, Thornton or Sinnoh, I guess.
That is a good point. Well, I know your list.
Right. So this attacking with
tricky.
Lugia plays around Thornton, and attacking with Ursaluna plays around Sinnoh, right?
Yeah.
Sinnoh / Hammer.
Yeah, I can't play around both here.
But Thornton, even if I did have Thornton, like I still need a lot, right? Because
You just need 2 grass, or a grass and a fire. Which, I mean, you're already down a fire
grass
too,
and a
right?
fire, and then what am I attacking with? All my V-stars are gone.
Oh, right, you're out of V-stars.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
I can't.
it'd be really
even
hard
Thornton,
to pull it out. Yeah, you
can't.
need to Night Stretcher for that.
So Night Stretcher for this, Thornton, Grass Fire.
That's asking for a lot.
Evolve.
Yeah, I think that's like the safer thing to go for here then. So let's retreat. And then I'll just Bloodmoon.
Okay. Can we get there? So I did have a research in hand, so now I can't play that because that was my win con.
Mm.
So what I have to do is Sinnoh, Nest Ball, and then I have to hit exactly Fire Boss off of my restart, which isn't...
It's not that unlikely.
It's possible. It's probably like 10% or something. I don't know. There's 2 boss and 2
fairly
fire.
unlikely. Yeah. This is really risky for me. I didn't really think about the fact that I can't get this out of here.
Do this.
I can now because I just pulled Jet off prizes. So I guess I was 50% chance to get it out, but...
The Lugia has 250, right?
Yeah.
Why does Motivate only do 20 damage? That's my question.
Put a Vitality Band on it.
Because that would make my play so much easier.
Yeah.
I could Stretcher for Hawlucha.
You know his Genome Hack?
I could Stretcher for Hawlucha and then Motivate. Does that change my odds? Yeah, I think it... Then I can win off of Grass as well. Okay,
Yeah.
Okay, so that's
funny.
better than getting Radzard because then I have 1 more out.
Yeah. Hawlucha's too good. Well, I'll highlight another scenario where Hawlucha matters into this deck if it doesn't come up in our tabletop after the fact, but yeah.
Okay, this is an important shuffle, so I'm going to ask you to cut. Stretcher.
I hate cutting for my opponents in these situations because I always give them the card
Flying
they need.
entry, 10 on Lugia, doesn't matter.
Yep.
And then restart for 2. Oh my god! Boss Lugia, attach fire.
Ridiculous.
Motivate.
All right. The Motivate for victory. Very cool. Pretty interesting. Very back and forth. I did have kind of like, I mean, I like mostly hit. I just whiffed the one turn with the boss. Obviously, I hit that. We're fine,
Right.
but that's still asking for a lot with well-timed Iono. Even like, I was just like, yeah, the temple did matter a lot there. So
Your original hand of 7 before I Iona'd you, you had access to boss, right?
yeah, I had
Yeah.
Lumineon. Yeah.
So if I didn't play Sinnoh, my only out was to like not Iona you and then like boss, like KO one prizer and then
Yeah.
do it again the next turn.
Yeah.
I just hope you didn't have it. I think Bundle also could have done the same thing in that specific instance where I can Iono Bundle.
Oh, I did have Fezandipiti. Oh.
Maybe that would have changed
Oh,
things.
yeah. I feel this is the other build. Yeah, I should have Ultra Balled for this instead of Bear and just try to draw the boss.
True.
Straight up. Yeah. Oh, no, because I got the Ultra Ball of Irida, so it didn't matter.
Okay.
And I couldn't bench it earlier, so yeah, never mind. But yeah, any other thoughts on like this build specifically going into this matchup?
The build of Lugia into this
Yeah,
matchup.
so without the Cinchinos.
I think it's good for the most part, but it can get sketchy if your opponent's playing any techs like the Sinnoh, for example.
Yeah.
I don't think Regidrago. It's hard because Regidrago like doesn't need a stadium, but at the same time you do kind of just want one, just to make sure that your opponent doesn't have control over the stadium at all times. I mean, we've seen the neutralization center Guardy show up on online tournaments, so you don't necessarily want to lose to that.
Yeah, Temple, just having a good stadium out seems like it might be pretty important. And Temple's a very good one to do it to help shore up your Lugia matchup. I'm going to go switch to the Cinchino build really quickly, same as I did for the previous Lugia tabletop video. I'm going to switch to a build that's pretty in line with the Japan prep tourney winning list. Not exactly because I don't know the exact cards, but mostly like the same ideas in it. So I'm going to switch over to that, and then we'll get going with another game. All right, and now I've switched my deck to be much more in line with the Japan Prep Tournament winning build. So I have the Cinchinos back in. I also am playing the Wyrdeer. I don't know the exact counts of things. I'm trying a 2-2 Minchino-Cinchino line since I do have the Wyrdeer. I will go... You went first last time, so I'll go first this time. And I may regret it. I'll put that Minchino. Except I opened Carmine, so maybe it's not too bad. Aroma. Heads. All right, we're definitely Carmining now. Unfortunately, this hand is like awful to Carmine away. Oh yeah, first deck search. I'll once again show my prizes. The bear being in there could matter potentially later. Also, one boss being in there is a problem when I'm about to Carmine a boss away. So I'm going to have to go bench Wyrdeer. I guess this is Legacy Minchino. And then Carmine. Also, one of my Lugia V-Stars in there, so I'm down to one Lugia V-Star and one boss in deck. Wow, this is a hand. Hoo-wee. Okay, my prizes are very important. So my hand is 3 Ultra Balls.
I see.
I don't really want to Ultra Ball away both Ultra Balls, but I don't want to lose my other boss, and I need this Lumineon to actually play the game next turn. This is bad.
Well, what are you going to Lumineon for? Research, right?
Probably Iono.
Iono?
To keep the boss alive. Or I could just, I could just hit what's in front of me. You know what? I don't need the boss.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking, to be honest.
Because then I can get Jacques with the Lumineon. Ultra Ball away. The Jacques, I won't have it. No, I'll have enough cards, yeah. So then I can Ultra Ball away, and then I'll be fine. So, because I need to make sure I have a path to actually attack next turn. So I think we're going to do this, and I will pass.
Draw. Okay. Bench Drago. I think I'm going to bench Halucha too.
No. Flying entry.
Vessel. I'll just take the one fire for now. I'm an Iono anyways. Do I want grass to be on the bottom of my deck? Maybe.
Maybe I'll Iono.
Yeah.
I discarded the boss for nothing. What are you ideally looking for? Are you ever like dragon lasering here?
No. I think that's pretty bad. Because you just get to a really easy knockout Lugia VSTAR. I think my plan is just to retreat into this Hawlucha, which is why I benched it.
Gotcha.
And set up for next turn, and then try to force you to go through a one prizer.
Makes sense.
Ideally, I would also bench another one prizer, so I think I'm just going to bench this Radzard. I know you don't play bundle in this list, but I would assume that Lugia does, so I'll play that way. Teal Dance. And then we do have an Ultra Ball. I want to keep this Iono though, because there's only one left in my deck, unless I V-Star for it. But I also might want to keep this Research too, so I think I'm not Ultra Balling away this Dragapult yet, even though I could get Iono'd in theory. But that's fine. I'll just see what... I'll just take that risk. I'll bench Radzard, and then I'll retreat into my Hawlucha, and then I'll pass.
Draw for turn. This could be fine for a Serena angle. I would like... Oh yeah, I can't hands with this build because I legacied already. There's no lightning energy. So, hands off the table. I can't boss anymore because the last one's prized. So I'm just going to focus on setting up here. And I think... Well, first I can evolve this. I might as well do that. I'm trying to think if I want to Aroma first to increase my odds of getting the Lumineon back. Otherwise, I'm probably just Ionoing here anyway. How many cards in hand?
4.
4. It's Aroma. Tails.
I mean, it doesn't feel good for you to knock out a one prizer, but I think it's perfectly fine.
Yeah.
You have so much...
I'll just kill Charizard later. It's fine.
Yeah, you have a lot of pressure with Chinchino. Even if I'm able to gust around it, I have to do so for multiple turns in a row.
Right. It is a 0 price in Chino. That is something.
And if I don't deal with it, you get to knock out whatever you want, which is kind of annoying.
Okay. Great Ball. Looking for that V-Star or... just the V-Star, actually, here. Ooh. Okay, I am Ionoing here, so I don't want to grab the Archeops. I'm just going to grab my third Lugia V in my hand. Okay. And then it is Iono time. Please, energy. Alright, well, we got energy at least. I can't do anything else here. Okay, this is pretty scary. I could play Mesagoza to give me a good enough chance to get Archeops next turn, but I don't want to give you the increased chance of actually knocking me out. Do I even take the knockout here then? I have to, right?
I think you definitely do.
Yeah, I'll special roll.
So your fear is I KO the Lugia, right?
Yeah.
That's your
Yeah, I should have just
right
benched the other Lugia in case I whiffed like this. Because I do only have the one V-Star in the deck. So it was fairly decent odds of this happening. Especially with down 2 Ultra Balls, too.
Okay, well, my hand's bad, but maybe I can make something work. Oh. No, that doesn't do it, unfortunately. Yeah, my hand's not very good right now. So I think I need to Vessel. I just want one grass because I have another grass in hand, and I don't want to clog up my hand because I might need to restart this turn, depending on what happens off this Teal Dance. Teal Dance. Okay. Interesting. I can bench this, but I can't actually play down my hand enough to be able to draw with... Well, I can, but it's really awkward.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess I can attach here, but I don't think that really helps my predicament right now. How many cards in hand?
5.
If I do that, then that...
Oh yeah, 6, sorry. I forgot to take my prize.
Okay. I can draw either one. No, if I bench... Yeah, I can draw one, but that seems awful. So I don't think that's the play. I think I just attach... Maybe I Iron Leaves here.
Ooh. Actually relevant Iron Leaves?
And now the question is, do I want to KO the active for 0 prizes just to make you do something? Probably.
You do have the Temple at some point too to try to actually take a prize there.
If I don't KO the active, you can just attach Gus to KO a 2-prizer, which I don't really want.
Right.
So I think I just Prism Edge for nothing.
Okay.
My hand was not very good. The Mesagoza would have helped a lot if I had heads.
Mm-hmm. This might actually just be a Wyrdeer angle. This is the most likely thing for me to get a knockout this turn. Yeah. No, because Lugia does it. Yeah, you have 220. There's Lugia here. Alright, draw for turn. Mesagoza. That's very unfortunate. Alright, so... I could go single chops gaming here, but now I can't because I went into this instead of... Actually, Wyrdeer couldn't do it either, so... Otherwise, it's just YOLO research and hope for the best. And lose a bunch of energy in the process.
I mean, you have to, I think.
Yep. I think benching this is fine here. Because if I whiff this turn anyway, then me needing space for Lumineon isn't going to matter. Alright, here we go.
You're fine.
I am fine.
Losing only 2 energy, drawing 7.
Boom, boom, boom. So fine. This is a game where the prizes made things way sketchier than they should have been. Primal Turbo. Primal Turbo. And then Tempest Dive, I'll discard the stadium.
Yeah. So at this point, you're so far ahead in the prize trade that there's not much I can do. I think that's like why the knockout on the Hawlucha was important, because otherwise I have like a win con still with the Radzard Iono stuff.
Sure.
But I don't have that option anymore. So I think I just have to knock out your Lugia and hope you just don't have enough energy to finish the game.
That is a reasonable route to take. Let me count how much energy I've lost already.
My other option is to ignore your Lugia and hope that you're down on, you're like out of boss, which you are, but I don't actually know that. You could
Sure.
say you've taken prizes, so you could have gotten the boss, and there's also only 2 in here, and I don't know how many you play. You could play 4. So those are my 2 options. Knock out the Lugia, hope you don't have enough energy, or gust around the Lugia and hope you can't gust me. Well, we'll see which one is more reasonable depending on my hand. I think right now it might be neither, to be honest. Nest Ball. And I think I will fail it because I need to draw more cards off of research. Oh, sorry, restarts.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, sorry, let's pretend I brought something else up because I need a Prime Catcher.
Right, right.
I think I have to draw 2 and keep the boss in my hand because I need a supporter pretty badly. There's just like too much I need to hit. So what I do here is I bench cure him and then I Prime Catcher, and then what am I bringing up?
Has to be the Wyrdeer, right? Because if you're going for the boss angle, then I can't knock out active.
Yeah.
Well, I do have this though, so and you can just hope I don't hit it though.
Let's go with Wyrdeer for now, and then I might change my mind later.
Sure.
Obviously, I can't do it in a real game, but for now, it's fine. Restart. Vessel. So I definitely need research or VSTAR here off of my Teal Dance. Teal Dance. That's not it.
No.
Boss. Okay. Pass.
Draw for turn. So yeah, I did not get boss off prizes. This does at least even out my prize map, so it's not the end of the world. Great Ball. Grab Lugia. Should have done the Aroma first. That's never mind. All according to plan. Get the Cinchino. And then I'm just gonna jet into active on the Lugia.
Yeah, I was hoping you didn't have that jet.
Huh?
I was hoping you didn't have a jet in hand.
I did have enough energy in deck.
But then I have other like routes where I can start spreading.
Tempest Dive.
Okay. Draw. So now I can do this. Nest Ball. Teal Mask. So I'm gonna have to hope you still don't have boss, which is possible. You don't have bench space for Lumineon, so
yeah.
Well, Teal Dance. I'll do this one first, and then I have to restart. Okay. Teal Dance. This ain't it. I can Ultra Ball. VSTAR. How many cards in hand?
6.
The fact that this Lugia has a Miss Energy on it is ruining my plans.
Yeah, now you basically can't knock it out with like Phantom Dive stuff later. You have to just kind of deal with it.
I will Legacy Star. think I want... Iono, I suppose. So because I would assume that you have boss with 7.
Sure.
But what else do I want? I can't play the Sinnoh now because you're just gonna Tempest Dive me. So I don't think that helps my case. I think I want Prime Catcher, I guess. But I can't also I also can't play that now.
How much damage?
But I might just take it for later. Or I can take the Sinnoh for later as well.
Wait, do you have knockout on this with Ogerpon? If you get 1 more energy?
Do I even want to knock it out? That's my question.
I guess not, yeah, because then I just knock it out
Yeah, so that's
pretty easily.
my only win con is to like really hope that you like prize 2 energy or something, and then like gust up something, and then just like start Kiraming and Dragapulting while you're like super stuck and can't do anything.
Yeah.
That's my game plan right now. I've used 1 boss out of my 3, so I think I'll take the Sinnoh and then hope that I draw into boss next turn.
Okay.
I don't know. Sure. 250.
Okay. Yes. Cool. Draw for turn. I have 2 Lumineons that I cannot bench. Primal Turbo. It's a quick little energy check. Oh, well, I have more than I thought. I'll do... Gift double turbo there. And then I'll just Tempest Dive.
Superior. Teal Dance. Teal Dance. Touch. That's Ultra Ball. I think because I have an E-Switch prize, this Sinnoh should have been an E-Switch. But even if I knock you out, I'm not in a good spot. Okay, can we pretend the Sinnoh from last turn was an E-Switch?
Yeah, it's fine.
So I took Sinnoh back off my V-Star to clarify for the viewers. I could have E-Switched before I did Iono last turn, so that's what I would have done. And did this.
Gotcha.
And then I would Iono.
Again?
I guess maybe I shouldn't have Iono.
And you would have lost the game if you didn't in this scenario, but...
Apex Dragon for Phantom Dive.
Yep.
And then my game plan is to boss up this and hope you can't do anything about it. So what am I... I'm setting up these, I guess, and then Hawlucha. Sure.
Do you still have a Lucha?
I have a Night Stretcher left.
Oh, shoot. All right.
So that's my plan.
I draw 6 with gift.
Correct.
Yeah, I made sure to shuffle the deck. I did pull the boss off prizes, and I do have it.
Okay.
I did get off that as a boss.
Cool.
Mew, knockout.
Nice.
Yeah, really quickly, do you want to just show... Actually, this is probably a good scenario to show the Archeops board state thing. So we're going to set up a board state really quickly just to kind of highlight some other situations that can happen in this matchup. And then we'll explain it as we go through it. All right, so let's say it's turn 4 or something. I just got Phantom Dived by the Regidrago on a previous turn. And Vic put 3 and 3 on my Archeops. There's 200 on the Lugia. And now, normally what happens here is like I go into this board state where I have this... just the 1 prizer, 2 prizer with the legacy, and then the 2 Archeops, and then it's hard for Vic to actually deal with this because, just only taking 1 prize typically here. But there are ways to deal with this on both sides. So on the Regidrago side, you can do a Hawlucha, put 10 on the Archeops, if I can find the 4, and then you can do a Kyurem attack and take 2 prizes here, no problem. Potentially 3 if this is still on the board. You can take 3, and if you have Temple, you can actually do a 4 prize turn, which is pretty disgusting. So this is one way to kind of deal with this board state on the Regidrago side if you run into this, because sometimes on the Lugia side, obviously there are ways to counter this. So if you have any extra attaches or energies or primal turbos is what I'm saying, you can either do this preemptively, which is really hard to do. Or more specifically, you can do V-Guard reactively. So when you see the 3/3 on your Archeops, just slap a V-Guard on one of your Archeops and then you'll probably be fine. They can still do a 2 prize turn here though. So if you're able to do protect both of them, at this point it doesn't matter for the Lugia, but it does matter for the Archeops. So if you can V-Guard both of them, then you're forcing a 1 prize turn and then you're totally fine. Again, Temple makes things awkward though. So if they are playing Temple and they are able to chain all that together in 1 turn, it is pretty gross. Are there any other board states or ideas you want to highlight with this matchup?
I will say that this, having the Temple at the exact right time does seem kind of rare.
Yeah.
And I do have to test it more, but I think I've been interested in the idea of bundle and Regidrago, and I think the past 2 games that we played, it might have shown up, although I'm not sure where, but it might have mattered.
Even just having a 1 prizer on board.
That's true.
And something that can actually have value for you beyond just, cure them on the board for no reason. Doesn't seem too bad.
Yeah.
But yeah, any other thoughts on the matchup and how it kind of plays out?
I think it does seem Lugia favored.
Yeah.
I think it felt a little bit like an uphill battle, but I do think the Sinnoh changes things pretty drastically.
For sure.
The question is, do you want to play the Sinnoh? It doesn't really help against other matchups, but maybe you do need a stadium anyways if you're worried about neutralization center and random stuff. I don't know if that'll show up, but it might. There's also the idea you could play something like Jamming Tower. I've seen that in other lists before.
Yeah.
So a lot to consider with the Regidrago list. And something that we didn't mention yet is that we aren't playing the Canceling Clone in this list right now because we kind of wanted to try the different tech cards and see how they matter. So the Sinnoh, the Radiant Zard, the Iron Leaves. But that's another issue with this deck is that there are so many good cards that you kind of want to play as it's kind of a toolbox deck. So it's hard to find the room for techs that only matter in one specific matchup like this one.
Right. Yeah. Obviously, Clone doesn't matter here, so no problem. Just cutting that for now for the sake of testing. But yeah, I think we showed that it is definitely winnable on the Regidrago side, and Temple does help quite a bit. It's just up to you if you think it'll be worth it or not to include going forward. Depends on how many Lugia you think you're going to hit in any given tournament. Vic, can you give any shout-outs? Where can people follow you on Twitter, etc.?
Yeah, you can find me on Twitter, __ITVIC. I have a YouTube channel as well, Victor PKMN, where I'm uploading shorts. I will be uploading 2 more pretty soon. Shout out to my testing group. We just had a boot camp last week, so pretty excited for Worlds, and hopefully we get to see you all. We get to show you all the results of our hard work.
Yeah, very excited for Worlds. And for me, you can follow me on Twitter at EtchyOK. I also stream on Twitch, twitch.tv/Etchy, on YouTube, EtchyTCG. And then shout out to Cutter Tap, but also make sure you subscribe to the Regidrago Game channel if you want to see more tabletop stuff like this. Going into Worlds here, this might be one of our last ones, might be one more, but we'll have a lot of other stuff coming up, both leading up to Worlds and after Worlds. So make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any of it. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you all next time.